Hey guys, Angus here, bringing another Airsoft gun review today. However, today's review is going to be a little bit different as we're heading back to the old style and doing this review in the field. Now the gun we're going to be taking a look at today is CYMA's MP5 PDW, or personal defense weapon. It's a rather solid little gun composed of a metal body, various polymer and durable plastic pieces on the gun, one of which is its buttstock. And if you're interested in purchasing it, there'll be a link down below in the description to airsoftStation.com where you can buy it for about $155. Now with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the review. Now one of the first things I look for when I look at a gun is its battery space. Can I hold a big battery? And can I change my battery during the field are some questions I often ask myself when I'm looking at products. Now unfortunately, when it comes to the CYMA PDW, battery space is extremely limited on the gun. Your battery that you get with the gun, which is a 9.6 volt, 1200 milliamp stick type battery, it's nice to get a 9.6 with the gun, is held up top in a hollow compartment in the top of the gun above the gearbox. Now this battery space is extremely cramped. The 9.6 is as big as you can fit in there, and this gun can only take stick type batteries, which is a bit of con if you ask me, considering it limits you to only stick types as opposed to where other guns you can fit, you know, your nunchucks, your butterflies in there. This is only stick type batteries. Now in order to get the battery in, you have to actually remove the folding stock, pop out the body pins, and slide the battery in, except it doesn't exactly slide in. The space up top is extremely cramped and tight, so you legitimately have to push and wedge the battery in. If you ask me, just leave your battery in there once you get it in, charge it inside the gun. Makes it much easier than having to remove it each time. Now, once you finally get your battery in there, as I said, you're really not going to be able to remove it, so changing this in the field is completely not an option. That's a huge con of this gun, especially for me, because I love being able to change my battery when I'm in a game, as opposed to having to call myself out, go back to the safe zone, and change my battery. Now once you have the battery wedged up top, your bolt can no longer pull back, so a bit of a con if you like being able to pull your bolt back, let it go forward. You can no longer do that when the battery's in. Now in order to connect your battery to the small type connector built into the gun, you have to remove your handguard, which is held in by a body pin. When you remove the body pin, as I've already done, the handguard will simply pop off like so, revealing your small type connector from your gun as well as your battery, which you have to run down from the top, which is also a bit of a pain in the neck. Once you get your battery connected, you do have a rather solid rate of fire though, rather nice sound when you fire the gun, quick little snap, and once it's plugged in, you're ready to go. Like I said, just leave it in there. Don't bother taking it out. It's an intricate process. Leave it in there, it makes it so much easier. But still, battery space is a large con on this gun, being that it's very tight and you can only take stick type batteries. Once you have your connectors connected, bring up your foregrip once again, place it on, and insert the body pin to hold it in place. Now another thing worth mentioning is your gun's hop-up. Now being that your battery takes up the space where your hop-up would normally go, your hop-up is actually located inside the handguard just underneath the battery connectors. It's this small black sort of slider piece right here, and it operates pretty simply. You simply push it more into the gun if you wanted to turn your hop-up up, and you were to pull it out of the gun if you wanted to turn your hop-up down. This hop-up unit is actually very good. I found that it was able to accurately hit targets with the hop-up off using 0.25 grams at 100 feet. So the hop-up is rather powerful. If you turn it on, you should be able to hit your targets at very far distances. Now the hop-up, it's alright in this position. The only con being that if you wanted to adjust it, you have to remove the whole handguard again. And also, occasionally, the connectors do push against it and cause it to push inward, unadjusting your hop-up. So just be wary of that. Now your fire selector switch for this gun is ambidextrous, not only being located on the right side shown here, but also on the left side of the gun as well. Now, in my opinion, ambidextrous fire selector switch is a great thing to have in your gun because A, you can buy this if you're a righty or a lefty and still be comfortable shooting it, and also if you are an ambidextrous shooter, such as myself, it is also much easier to adjust your selector switches when shooting it lefty. Now, the fire selector switch on this gun is crisp, clean, not loose at all, has your standard settings. Down below you have safe, trigger can't be pulled, upward to the first bullet, semi-auto, and all the way at the top you have full auto with the many bullets. Rate of fire on this gun, in case you're wondering, is around 800 rounds per minute with the included battery, and the gun fires around 360, 370 feet per second. Fire selector switch, as I said, crisp, clean, nice fire selector switch. Now another important piece on your gun is of course your weapon's magazine. Now, in order to eject the magazine, simply give the magazine ejection latch a push, located just in front of the trigger guard. Give it a push and your magazine will pop right out. Now, the included magazine you get with this gun is a 70-round mid-capacity short MP5 magazine. This gun is compatible with all your other MP5 magazines, just in case you're wondering. That includes the high caps, the low caps, and of course the mid cap shown here. Now, I didn't have any feeding issues with this mag at all. I did have a couple loading issues with it. Just the type where you push down on your speed loader and the spring pushes the BBs that were in the mag back upward into the speed loader. That was the only issue I really had. But otherwise, nice little mag, 70 rounds, solid, it is metal, and it just works like a mid-cap. Nothing special about it. Once you have your magazine reloaded or you switch to another mag, simply take your magazine, place it into the gun like so, click it in, latches in. There is absolutely no wobble at all in the magazine well. Now, of course, your PDW is equipped with iron sights. They're basically just your standard MP5 sights you're going to find on all your MP5 AEG variants. Now, your rear sight is your standard rotating drum style sight. Simply turn it to adjust various different hole sizes for different lighting conditions. If you were to find the hole you wanted to use, line it up with your front sight post, which is really nothing special, just a round circle with a sight post in the middle. Go ahead, aim and fire with those. And they're your iron sights. They're decent. However, of course, it is an MP5. You do have the option to buy a claw mount and mount an optic on the gun using that. Now, the final feature I'm going to be talking about on the MP5 PDW will be the feature that separates it from its MP5K brother. It's the gun's side folding stock. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the stock is composed of a rather solid polymer component. It's very durable, actually has a bit of weight to it, and I really doubt it's ever going to break on you unless you really abuse the gun. Now, the advantages to having a side folding stock is A, you do have the extended option where it's a steadier hold on the gun, a little bit better aim when you have a stock. And also, when you have the stock folded, you get a bit more of a maneuverable gun and a gun that's easier to shoot around corners with, as I would need it for now. Now, in order to fold the stock, you simply got to push upward. Stock will begin to fold to the side, and as you can see, there's absolutely nothing for the stock to grip onto on the right side of the weapon. However, when folded, there's really no wobble at all. Stock holds in position rather well. Now, as you can see, this is a much smaller gun as opposed to its already small option when the stock is extended, and it also, if you really wanted to, makes the gun a lot easier to one hand. Now, when the stock is folded, say you want to unfold it, simply begin to pull it out, and it will clack right into place and be solidly locked out in the full position. Really, there's no wobble at all when it is fully extended either. Now, however, I need the stock to shoot around a corner, so I prefer to be folded right now. So, let's go ahead. Now, one last thing I felt worthy of taking a look at would be what this gun comes with. Now, when you first get the gun, it'll come with this large, removable MP5 style flash hider attached to the gun. However, this is very easy to remove via the latch below, and when you remove it, you will reveal just a standard little orange tip. However, what's pretty cool doesn't stop there. Normally, if you wanted to remove your orange tip and reveal your threading, you'd have to take, a blow dryer, maybe a pair of pliers, rip it off, melt the glue. However, on this one, I found that the flash hider merely pops off. Like so, just a little bit of twisting, and the orange tip comes right off, revealing standard 14mm counterclockwise threads. In my opinion, this gun would look rather badass with a nice little suppressor on it. And really, you don't have to do any work to access those threads. Little orange tip pops right off, and the large MP5 style flash hider is automatically removable via the latch on this bottom. And so concludes the review of the CYMA MP5 PDW Airsoft AEG. My opinion, this gun gets an 8 out of 10 stars. It's a really solid little gun, great external quality with a full metal body as well as various plastic and polymer pieces on the AEG. These are very durable pieces as well. Don't expect them to break on you. CYMA always has great internals. I've had a CYMA for 3 years and it's still running as strong as the day I got it out of the box, and I expect it to be the same on some of CYMA's newer models, such as this one shown here. Features-wise, this gun passes the test on everything except battery space, meaning the space is very limited and extremely hard to get the battery out of. Also, you're limited to stick-type batteries, which is always a bit of a con in my book, considering I like to have a variety of batteries available to fit my gun. Hop up, it's pretty nice on the gun, really does have a powerful hop up. However, when the foregrip is on here, it does tend to push a little bit against the hop up, perhaps turning it up a bit than you had it originally set. The side folding stock is very crisp, easy to slide over, locks right into place on the side. Even though there's no piece for it to lock onto, there's no wobble whatsoever. Also in the extended position, no wobble whatsoever. Selector switch is crisp, brisk, not loose at all. The included 70 round mid-capacity magazine is great for those of you looking for a realistic magazine amount, and also no wobble in the mag well. No feeding issues whatsoever with the magazine. Also comes the nice foregrip molded into the handguard, which is rather nice, allows you to grip the gun a little bit easier, and frankly, this is a rather solid little AEG. I actually really like it a lot. If you're interested in purchasing it, there'll be a link down below in the description to airsoftStation.com where you can buy it for about $155. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe.